Folks, what's going on? Appreciate you all tuning into another episode of the pod. We've much to get to on the day of this eclipse. I don't know. I mean, listen, I wear sunglasses inside all the time, and I ventured out into the world today with no sunglasses on to look at a solar eclipse. So we might be burning the last day I have on Earth with clear eyesight on the banking of this pod, in which we will discuss a number of issues. But the main thing is... the Juan Jesus case has gotten a little more juicy. It has. And you see, a lot of people may not be able to relate to what happened to Francesco Acerbi, but I am not most people. And I actually was once the victim of the wrath of Juan Jesus. And we're going to get into that on the pod today because I think it might shed a little bit of light on what may or may not have transpired. If you're watching this on YouTube, please give it a like, subscribe. Supposed to say that on top of the pod. It helps us if you subscribe to the pod. We're trying to monetize, and it's important that we do because we bring you stories that nobody else will. And we're going to bring you a big one today. There's nobody else that talks about Italian football that will talk about this sort of thing. If this happens to anyone else, okay, I'm burying the lead on this one. I'm joined by Mango, by the way. Mango's on the pod. You want to say hi? And is it a good story? Is it
Great
worth
story.
It?
It takes us a while to get into, but
well, you know, it's a roller coaster like most episodes. But I will say that which we will divulge on the pod this week is something which, if anyone else had this experience, they would just fucking tuck it away in a box and they would never talk about it on you know, you won't get this on CBS Golasso, okay? CBS Golasso tells you Francesco Acerbi needs to be investigated to the fullest extent. That's true. But I'm going to give you my personal experiences and have you guys make your own judgment based on the information made available to you. Let's get into the divulging of that info. I'm Sam Adamo, and this is the Bordello. All right, what's going on, folks? Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another episode of the Bordello. My name is Gianmarco. I'm repping the Parasuco brand. And what you see here before you right now, bro, this here with this hat, you don't see this, if you're listening. But bro, if you're listening right now, go to YouTube. Look at what I'm wearing right now. This hat says che cazzo. Bro, che cazzo. This hat is what you wear if you are the male equivalent in Montreal of a real estate leasing agent. Those are the two options. If you're like honestly, okay, if you're from the city of Montreal and you are a person who has a tenuous relationship with the English language, your best options are, if you're a woman, you become a female leasing agent and you make Sam Adamo's life a fucking nightmare, okay, over the past week. Or you become this guy who's a club promoter and he's in fashion and he's a DJ. He was a DJ in the past and he parlayed that in a club promotion. You know, it's an intellectual city we've got. And the people that sell real estate here are you know, it's interesting. Can you look like shit and sell real estate?
no chance.
I would like it if I could deal with a person who looks like shit, please. You come out with your hair done? No, thank you. Go to the back. I don't care. Get the help. Get the lady with the fucking broom with her hair undone. Tell me she's the leasing agent. I don't care if she has no knowledge on the comps. I want to speak to her, please. I want to speak to that lady. I do not want to speak to you if you're wearing mascara on a Monday morning. Stop this. Stop this charade. Okay? The whole deal with buying a new rental property now, if you want to rent a condo, say, in a new development project, just don't lie to me, okay? I'm going to get a piece of nothing, okay? And I'm going to be happy, okay? Because there's a boardroom and a gym with a treadmill upstairs I could use. Now shut up and give me the fucking papers. You don't need to try to sell me on the vision, okay? Here, we sell to young, energetic people who want to be in the heart of it in the city. They don't sound like this because, you know, French. Nobody in English, nobody in Montreal sounds like that. I don't even sound like that. I just had to put it on for a second there. We're joined by Mango, by the way. He's back on the pod. D'Lo's got some school things going on. D'Lo's finishing up his tax degree at Concordia University so that I can have him assist me in evading taxes as I ascend the ladder of stand-up comedy over the next decade and a half. Because while he thinks he's going to, you know, have the fallback option of working in, you know, in corporate tax or whatever, being an accountant graduate and all that, he went to Concordia, so he's going to be able to wipe his ass with that degree if he wants, and that's about it. And so the only people that are going to hire him are people like me who want to evade taxes, and we will. Maybe we'll start paying D'Lo a stipend. Mango, it's good to have you here.
Good to be back.
It's great to have you here. I would like to apologize. We were not here last week, and we have not taken a week off in quite some time. No notice, AWOL. No heads up. We had a guest lined up, and it was postponed. And what we will be doing now is we will be doing 2 episodes this week. So this is the lisp is really lisping here. By the way, we're gonna have to suck back on this fucking Costco water bottle to try to get that under wraps. You know, when you're not hiding behind a British accent like I was for the first few minutes of the last episode, you can't really, you know, play off the lisp, unfortunately. But so we will be releasing 2 episodes this week. This is the regular episode on a Wednesday. We're going to have a bonus one coming out in a couple days. The guest is electric. It is a pure electricity episode we've got lined up in the can for the bonus episode this week. Someone who we promised on a couple of weeks ago. So if you've been listening to the pod for a while, you'll be very happy with who we have coming on. But yeah, a bit of a weird week last week. Apologies for for not coming through with any episodes. Yeah, I mean, I'll say this. I recently I've spent a lot of time just in hospitals. Just, you know, life, whatever, stuff's going on. And I don't know what it is. Whenever I go to a hospital, okay, you think that when you get there, right, you could text a person you're meeting up with, yeah, I'm in the parking lot. You think you're going to see that person in like a minute. You're not. It's a fucking hospital. Dude, when I go to a hospital, every single goddamn time, I will always wind up in the cafeteria before I wind up in the fucking room. Am I the only guy who that happens to? When I go to a hospital, no matter what, I'm always getting lost. And I realize I'm lost when I'm like, okay, I've been looking around, like trying to navigate what pavilion to go. I don't even know what a pavilion is. What is a pavilion? A wing, go to this wing, that way, crazy. And I just wind up in the fucking hospital's cafeteria. I wind up in the cafeteria and I say, I think I'm lost. That's usually how it goes. So I was, I was navigating through hospital pavilions last week. I've been mewing. I've been doing a lot of mewing. Are you doing this?
I have no idea what mewing is. I've seen that. I had no idea that's called mewing.
You got to clench your teeth. You got to stick your tongue up to the top of your mouth, and you got to just not speak. There are kids now, apparently in high school, who when called on in class, this is pretty electric. Teacher will say, "Mango, what's the answer to the question?" They'll go,
"That's electric."
I
give them credit.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So I've been doing a lot of that, and I haven't spoken for. This is the first time I opened my mouth since I got back from Montreal. Since I got back to Montreal from London, I should say. I've been mewing the whole time, and now my beard's a little higher. We're gonna try to accentuate the jawline a little bit. You know what's good about growing up is you learn more about the world, but you realize, everything. Well, you don't realize everything. You begin to notice things in all realms. Is that clear? That was a bit of a whopism. Bro, when you get older, bro, you start realizing everything, bro. Gotta dial it in.
We're going to see where you go with this.
Okay. you begin to observe things that you did not before. In behavior, hey, when this person does this, if a person says this, they're probably full of shit. You know? When a woman works in real estate, you know, you could probably bet that she didn't get into law school. Can we say that? Little things that you'll pick up on over time. You know, it's if you don't have pecorino romano, it's not even worth trying to make a Roman pasta dish. It's not worth it. You know, you're a kid, you're in college, you're in a dorm, you'll try it. Hey, let's put bacon in the carbonara. We got Parmesan. No. There's certain things you realize. You will also notice things about yourself when you get older. I thought I was a good-looking kid. I used to think I was a pretty good-looking kid. Now I've realized that my jawline is subpar. So we got it. Growing up is realizing that the only reason any guy needs a beard is to accentuate the jawline. If a guy doesn't have a beard, it's because his jaw is good. He doesn't need it. I need one.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
It's fair. It's a very fair point.
Yeah.
You know, and it took me years of barbering to realize that. So I'm mewing in the hope that I could shave. That's what I'm doing now. So look, it's been a while since we've done a pod about the news, and much has happened since a couple of pods ago. One of the more colorful stories in Italian football this year so far went down. Just a refresher. I mean, you guys all listen to the pod. You guys all know about this. But a couple of weeks ago, Francesco Acerbi, Italian national team center back, and newly co-signed, player who Sam Adamo now actually likes. I used to hate him, but now I was a little concerned by this whole incident. I thought he wasn't going to be able to play at the Euro. That was troubling for me. Years ago, I would have said, burn him, kill him. I don't care. But now I want him at the Euro. Just things look different now. So this is a big deal, right? I like him. You like him. Everyone likes him now. Yeah. Everyone likes Acerbi. As a defender, he's gonna start, every game of the Euro. It was alleged a couple of weeks ago that Francesco Acerbi came out in a game, called Juan Jesus the Italian N-word. Not the real N-word, the Italian one. Takes effort, by the way. We said, if you're going to call someone the N-word, just call him just why say it in your language? Call him the real, I don't know. You're trying to hurt the guy's feelings. I'm just saying it takes effort to it's a bit of a weird point. I feel like I'm losing you here, but it's like if it takes effort to translate the N-word. There was Okay, let me dial this in so I don't have to cut anything out here. The N-word, I think, was said in the States during the, colonial period when slaves were around. Not a nice word. I don't know if there were slaves in Italy because I think the Italians were afraid of the black people. There were slaves in Italy. They were white people in Roman times. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. In some ways, they kind of invented slavery, actually. Italy kind of invented slaves. Can we almost say that? So it's not like I'm, absolving Italians from the past of ever having done anything horrible. I'm just saying I think the racial slur might be a more recent phenomenon.
Yeah, North American.
No, I'm saying the Italian N-word might be a more recent phenomenon. It's an equally bad thing to say. I don't know if there's as much history there. I don't know. I just found it a little peculiar because here's the point and again, we got into this weeks ago. But the thing with the N-word in Europe is it's kind of peculiar because in Spain, black is the word for the N-word and it's also the N-word.
Yeah.
So whatever. But that notwithstanding the fact that there's a less tenuous relationship with the N-word in Italy, Acerbi still managed to get in trouble for allegedly saying the word. Whew. Okay, we got there. There were a few unnecessary twists and turns there, but we got where we're trying to get, right?
Yeah.
In a game between Inter and Napoli a few weeks ago, Acerbi, it was alleged, said the N-word to Juan Jesus. Juan Jesus himself, a black Brazilian guy, but a black guy, is the one who alleged it. He alleged that Acerbi called him, Juan Jesus, the N-word. An investigation was launched. Acerbi was refused access to polite society. I mean, he was written off, and the thinking there was that there would be video evidence in some way that would, I guess, presumably absolve him, or more likely, at the time it was thought, indict him. It would be, or what's the word? I don't know. Yeah, indict him. It would incriminate him.
Yeah,
is the word, and consequently, some kind of it would be a damning indictment on the whole situation, and he might be indicted. I don't know. Whatever. At least in in sporting terms, and so. When this happened, we never got into details, but the interesting thing about this whole incident is, after the game, Acerbi went over to Juan Jesus, and videos circulated where he was saying stuff to him. You couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was gesticulating to him, and he was pointing at Marcus Thuram, who was a black player, saying, come on, come on, bro, what do you think I am? Look, I got friends who are black. One of those, what do you think I am? Now, here's the thing. Juan Jesus, in the middle of the game, went to the ref and said, that guy just called me the N-word. What if you're Francesco Acerbi and you didn't say the N-word? But now you're dealing with a crazy person who's levying the worst accusation you could levy. Now you got to be careful. Now you got to say, bro, come on. Suppose you actually said the N-word, right? A week. But, I guess common move might be to say, bro, listen, I didn't mean it. I have black friends. I'm not racist. That's a tough sell, but it's a thing people sometimes do. But conversely, you would kind of do the same thing. If you didn't say the M-word, but someone were accusing you of saying it, you would say, bro, come on. You really think I would say that? Come on. I work with these, with these people. I don't know. But I don't know why. Just in my head, how great would it be if Acerbi really were racist? And he's like, hey man, come on, what do you think I would really say that? I deal with these fucking orangutans all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I deal with guys darker than you. I mean, you're okay. This guy, I mean, look at him. He's really, he's got a lot of melanin. I almost said melatonin, but how funny would that be if you were actually racist and he was like, bro, come on, you think I would say that to you? You think I would say that to you? Look at all the other black players that are on the team. That guy's way darker than you. You don't think I would say the fucking Aussie man? You don't think I would, come on. But he didn't say that. I don't think it was never alleged that he said that. That was more my imagination. I mean, again, it wouldn't be nice if he said that. It would be mean. It would be very mean and gross, frankly. It would be gross. We're just fucking around here, but that would be gross. But, whatever. Okay, so let me dial in here. See, that the reason that's funny is because there are people that would say that. It's absurd and funny because, now I'm explaining the joke, but you would never say it to the black guy. You would say in private about the black guy if you were a sick Italian racist fuck.
Yeah.
Acerbi claimed he was not. So, here's the thing, right? From the get-go, Acerbi claimed that he didn't say the N-word. He was very coy. I will say that. He didn't say to anyone in the media, I didn't say the N-word, I really said this. To be fair, I don't know if he was challenged at all. I don't know if he was asked direct questions, such as, what did you say? I think he might have been asked more, directly about the allegations and what do you have to say for yourself type of thing. At which point, he said, I'm not racist and I didn't say that type of thing. By the way, the Italian media suck at asking questions. When I was in England, I got to watch, I had the privilege of watching an England friendly with English coverage on Channel 4, okay? I mean, the coverage, you wouldn't believe it, man. They're at Wembley, right off the bat. Nice stadium, new, HD TV. Nice to see instead of, La Rai, in the Stadio Olimpico. I just think the transmission of the Italian stream cannot be as good because the cables in the Olimpico are not as good. I believe that. Marwan Fellaini's there. He's not English, but he's Belgian, and he speaks English, and he used to play in England. People know him. He's on the commentary team. Everyone speaks English too. No one speaks Italian, so you just need to have these same idiots, these same, you only get Italian national team players. You won't get, a 9-goal and. God forbid they get 9-goal and to comment on, for one game, who speaks very well in Italian, for an Italy-Belgium friendly. They wouldn't do that. They're on the field during the warm-up. There's a lady presenting it, which you need. You need that. You can't just have dudes, presenting, football. That it doesn't work now. The football fan now has been trained to seek, Kate Abdo. You need someone, with breasts to at least one, just one to mediate if you don't have any on the panel. But the questions they're asking Southgate, dude. There's a whole pregame show. They're doing really behind the scenes interviews with Ivan Toney. His first start at Wembley since the incident, since the gambling incident. They're telling stories. And the questions they ask Southgate, dude. Here's why no one gives a shit about Italian football. Okay? It's too serious. It takes itself too seriously. When I was watching the English broadcast, of the England friendly, the journalists are asking Gareth Southgate questions that you would expect, readers of the Sun newspaper and the Daily Mirror newspaper, which is, what most of the people that watch the England football team are, consumers of tabloid news. The journalists are asking questions that kind of, are more of that ilk. They're salacious, but they're football related. So-and-so, an 18-year-old player, what's his name? The guy from Man United.
Yeah,
Mainu. Whatever. Mainu, I forget his first name. Mr.
Kobe.
Mr. Mainu. We'll call him Mr. Kobe Mainu. Kobe Mainu's in the team. What do you like about him? Right off the bat. Fantastic player, very technical. We're giving him a lot of opportunities, and he's taken them, and we're very impressed with everything we've seen so far. Is there a chance he's there on the plane to Germany? We'd love to have him. We're definitely looking at bringing him on that plane. Yeah, they're so direct. Who's on the plane? Who's on the plane? What do you make of Ivan Toney coming back from the gambling scandal? You think when fucking Sandro Tonali comes back, they're gonna ask about it with the same level of fervor? They don't do that in Italy. They ask about tactical decisions. They ask, al 72esimo hai fatto entrare Bellanova al posto di Lorenzo. Per quale motivo hai fatto? What?
Yeah.
Why did you bring in the more defensive option to play at fullback? What have you not? The journalists in Italy give them suggestions. Have you not considered playing Di Lorenzo as a center back in the back three instead of playing him out wide? He seems to be, perché le sue caratteristiche sembrano piuttosto what? What? You're giving an opinion? They're debating the coach some of the time.
Yeah, no, it's England football is like that FIFA football rumors, which people love. People eat that shit up.
English,
it's service level versus Italian football is like the football manager details, which is like great for a certain time and place.
Yes, exactly. Now, ultimately, here's the thing: Italy wins games against England. 9 times out of 10, Italy's beating England in a bit. You playing England in a fucking quarterfinal, you think England's gonna win? Yeah. Maybe not. Are they more technically, sexy? Yeah. Is that their own doing? Maybe. Maybe it's because we just kind of, we buy their bullshit. They buy their own bullshit.
Yeah.
And we kind of buy it as well. But, I know Phil Foden's a better player than Riccardo Orsolini. But is he? Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I truly, I know that's a crazy ball take question, but how many? This is the old adage. How many of their players will get into our team?
Yeah, what you're talking about is like the it factor. Does Orsolini have the it factor?
No. But Matteo Darmian's gonna eat Phil Foden for lunch this summer if they play each other. They just will. Matteo Darmian from Man United back in the day. He's reborn. Yeah. He was at Parma at one point. He's, he was at Parma. He saw his life flash before his eyes, and he reinvented himself.
Yeah.
So the Italian media don't ask good questions, okay? The English kind of don't either, but they're entertaining. I mean, when I say the Italian media don't ask good questions, I mean they don't ask entertaining questions, you know? English football, okay, here's the thing about English football. English football is built for retards. Really, though. Really. It's nobody who watches football in England wants to think. They don't. It's a lot of yelling. It's a lot of, oh, my, you reckon, why you for the found it on the left instead of the right.
It's 4-4-2.
Well, it's not anymore, but that was the foundation of it. And for years it was, why don't we just play a good old-fashioned 4-4-2? Only now are they coming around. It's like going to London and you know, trying to eat there. Only recently have they come around to new culinary ideas. Seriously. Like they had Indian for a while. That was the big exotic thing there. Probably in the 80s, the 90s, you can get a curry, you know? That was a big, you know, deal there. Here's how bad the cuisine in England is, by the way. It took a few Indians coming over in the, you know, 20th century to spice it up. That was it. I mean, listen, say what you want about Indian food. It's okay once in a while if you want to punish yourself the next day, but it's not, you know, at the forefront of you know, culinary, you know, expertise. And yeah, I'm sure there are Michelin star places, asshole, okay, who are coming out and making interesting creative dishes with traditional Indian dishes. But dude, if you can disrupt the cuisine of a country with a curry, you ain't got much. Can I say that?
No, spot on.
A curry's good once in a while. But to have it like, to just seamlessly have curry enter into the culinary lexicon, like, no, you got nothing, okay? And again, I know London's a cosmopolitan place, but yeah, I don't know. I do feel like recently. Now, here I could be a guy talking out of my ass because I legitimately don't know. But I'm speculating that I don't think it was all that great when I was born. I think it's gotten better with the internet. Like, you know, like restaurants have in many other places. Here, for example. Hip places, cool places, places that are sexy now. With the internet, we disseminate ideas more. You disseminate style. And, yeah, I don't know. Sure. So, and as a result, what you'll see now is you'll have a lot of English girls, kind of put out English style to the world, which people elsewhere will like, because there is charm to parts of London, and you know, speaking a certain way. You know, my boyfriend's a banker, and you know, we live in a townhouse, whatever. You know, there's something nice to that. They do a few things well. Tea time. I don't know. There is an English gentleman. There is like a style of like suit that you can get in London. You know, they're not all fucking, you know, they're not all fish, but so that gets put out to the world now, and people kind of do enjoy English style. But conversely, what you see a lot of now is a lot of people in England do kind of just observe things elsewhere and take from that. But I'll have the burrata, you know. You've got to try this place out. They've got the best burrata in all of London. Okay, that wasn't a thing 20 years ago. Fine. Trends get disseminated more. Fine, fair, whatever. But I think, look, so again, I think just in terms of football, what's happening now is they graduated very recently. Because they graduated recently to more advanced, you know, tactical awareness levels. They're still in the Stone Age. They're still in the Dark Ages. They were in the Stone Age for a while. They're in the Dark Ages now. You know what I'm saying? It took guys like Conte coming and playing three at the back. And that was all anyone was talking about. Oh, three at the back, three at the back, three at the back. That was a big deal. Because it was different. And people don't really know what it entails that like English football. They, you know, obviously people that actually like, you know, have played the game and understand the, you know, the mental mechanics of receive the ball, head up, pass. But there are a lot of people that love football in England that have basically never played. Okay? Never played. They don't have a fucking clue about you know, the responsibilities, the defensive responsibilities of the attacking midfielder and how he needs to track back. Italy, for some reason, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of, I don't know if it's a chicken or the egg thing, but when you watch Italian football, when you watch Italian football coverage, it's so focused on tactics that I guess you just absorb it and you just become that guy. You start debating stuff like that. Have you ever tried playing Fantacalcio?
No, I think I signed up for it a couple of years ago and never played.
Yeah. Why'd you not play? Was it a little too complex for you?
No, literally, yeah.
Yeah. I've never played it either, by the way. I could never get over the fucking draft. There are too many variables.
Yeah.
Okay? English fantasy football, okay, is perfect. It's perfect. Budget, go. Interactive. You see the team. You build it like a FIFA team.
Yeah.
Fantacalcio, dude, it's like the Pinnacle Sportbook app. You ever gamble with Pinnacle?
No.
Not user friendly at all. It's like you feel like you're a coder. When you try to build a Fantacalcio team, you feel like you need a bachelor's degree in information systems. Okay? So maybe it's just part of like Italian football culture, but yeah, they're burnt. They're just burnt in England. That's a very Montreal expression, but they're burnt. Football-wise, they don't need to know about what's going on. They just want to know. They don't need to know about what's really going on, about the mechanics of the game. They just need to know, they need to know about the salacious stuff. Who's going to the team? Who's going on the plane? Who's in the team? Who's on your radar? Who else do you like? What happened with this guy? What happened with this player? Ivan Toney, he's made mistakes. He's a good lad. He's a great lad, and we're gonna get him on the right path. There's a lot more transparency. It's refreshing in some ways, but the journalists in Italy, not great. The questions asked to Acerbi, that was a very. Here's the thing about listening to this pod is you just get like a close look in on like the brain of a person with OCD, ADD and OCD. So there's ADD, so I'm scattered, but it's OCD where I got to go back and we compartmentalize all the thoughts. Someone yesterday accused me at a mic of being autistic, but it's a guy I know. It wasn't some guy who was like, who's this autistic guy? There's a guy who thought I might have been autistic. And here's the funny thing. I thought he was autistic for the longest time. But we had we had a debate. Who's more likely to be autistic between the two of us? Neither clearly are, but we both kind of are a little, it's times like this that I think I might be. Because actually when I try to picture what is inside my brain and where we're going with it, we have Acerbi over here. We have the way we come back to base. It kind of perplexes me sometimes how anyone actually sits through this pod. You, if you're listening to this, you might be a sick puppy too. We could have a lot of sick puppies, a humble number of sick puppies that are consuming this right now. Because if you could follow this, you should be on Ritalin, probably. I don't know. You know why the guy actually made the comment? Because we're going to defer the Acerbi thing another second here. because during a Just for Laughs, during one of the weeks of Just for Laughs, I went to a bunch of shows and I got passes to go to a few shows, and I after one of the shows, after one of like the fucking New Face showcases where I don't know, people fucking were whatever. They a lot of the people on were fucking bombing. Okay, not good. I got out of the theater, and this kid who does stand up. He's a good kid. Like he's a good kid. He's there with his girlfriend, and I've never met his girlfriend before. I don't know him that well. Now we become more friendly. At the time, I don't know him that well. We just run into each other. We're talking about what we just saw, and I'm saying, yeah, it's attainable, dude. You just got it's attainable. I don't know, fucking. I think someone we know might have been on that show, and we're like, yeah, if she could do it, it's attainable. She actually did well. She didn't bomb, but in case fucking losers who do stand-up here start fucking trying to put pieces together who I'm talking about, it doesn't fucking matter. But his girlfriend's next to him. I'm not looking at her. I'm not looking at her because she's with him, and I don't want to talk to her because I think that, I don't know, it's just inappropriate. I don't even, do you do this where you won't even look at the guy's girlfriend?
I think it's a bad call.
You don't even look? I just
No.
go, hey, how you doing? But like but she's fucking, here's the thing. She's weird. She's not fucking talking to me. Here's the problem with the internet now is we've kind of just created like a whole generation of basically half autistic people where it's not like back in the 50s where when you would run into a guy with his girlfriend, hey, how you doing? Hey, swell. Yeah, it's great to see you. And it was fake. It was kind of put on, but it was like, well, it certainly is great to meet you. And you would leave. And they would kind of say, he seems all right. He seems like a normal person. Now, because we've kind of like trained that out of us, we don't have like these weird, soft skills like basic conversation anymore because people just don't interact with each other in person regularly. So, yeah, I don't know. I met this couple. They're both kind of being weird. Like they're neither of them are asking me questions. So I'm kind of forced to, run, I'm trying to, create an in, hey, what's going on? And create an out. And my buddy tells me yesterday, yeah, my girlfriend thought you were autistic after that interaction. I'm like, she wasn't talking to me. And I'm trying to not be disrespectful by talking exclusively to her. I'm talking to you. I'm talking about stand-up.
Yeah, but what you do is you talk to him, but you look at both of them.
I wasn't looking at her, bro.
That's the point.
But in my mind, I was like, don't look at him.
There you go.
Maybe. I don't know. I also thought, to be fair, at the time, I thought he was autistic. Now I know him better. You know what this is my point. When you know people, you attain a certain level of comfort. Fuck, maybe we are autistic. Maybe that's how it works. It's just autistic people take a while we're like cats. We take a while to fucking, warm up to, and then when we do, then the floodgates open. But I literally thought the kid was he had a touch of the tism, I thought. And so I was a little like weirded out by his dynamics. He's like, okay, yeah, bro. Yeah. He's not like giving me anything. So, but what that is when you don't know someone well now, I think that you will generally just have like a kind of basic, weird, awkward conversation. How many interactions do you have with people that are awkward where you run into them? In line for a beer at the Bell Center. Because you want the smooth in, hey, how you doing? And you can't just say, hey, what's up? You got to stop for a sec. What brings you here? And you kind of want to have a smooth, anyway, see ya.
Yeah, but I think, you know what your problem is? You're looking for a dialogue. That's what it is. Versus me or anyone else that has these things, it's like, bro, I'm good for a one-liner, two-liner. Get a chuckle from the guy. We'll stand there in silence right after. But you want a dialogue. You want a back and forth.
I want a dynamic.
That guy's saying, okay, bro.
Yeah.
That's where the conversation ends. But
No,
you continue.
No. He wasn't saying, okay, bro, trying to end the conversation. He was saying, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's still ending it.
He was giving me something back. He was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like trying to see their premises and stuff. But he was talking back to me. I wasn't just yammering on to a guy who was trying to get the fuck out of the conversation. He was giving me something back. But I just didn't. You know what it is? You know what my problem is? Is when I don't resonate with what someone's saying, I try to rationalize it or think about it and go, interesting.
Yes, I agree. That is your problem.
So he goes, I'm trying to like understand their premises. He says something that's like barely coherent, and I don't really know what he means. But I guess instead of going, yeah, bro, for sure, I don't do that. I don't go, yeah, bro, yeah, I know, I feel that. I don't do that. I go, yeah, well, it's interesting because you actually will, when you do it, you'll see how the sausage is made, and you'll I keep engaging. But I think that's the opposite of an autistic person. I'm talking more.
No, because autistic people can't pick up like social cues. Like you're not picking up a social cue.
There was no cue. There was
norm.
no cue. I wasn't picking up there. There was none. I thought he wasn't picking up my cue of be engaging. Present your girlfriend to me. He's a weird. Listen, when you're out in the world and you run into someone with your girlfriend, you say, hey, this is my girlfriend, so-and-so. I know this person from this place.
Yeah.
The guy didn't do that. Now I'm trying to,
Yeah, so he fucks up originally, but you shutting her was not the answer.
I gave her like one line, but she kind of seemed a little like uncomfortable. I was like, I don't know. He's a weird guy. Maybe she's a weird girl with the weird guy. I'm trying to, but I knew there was something normal about him because I kept trying to engage in some way. I was just trying to get through to that guy. I don't do well with off-the-cuff interactions. I don't know about you. I hate running into people when I can't. Like, if I see someone down there, I like being the one to approach. I can, on the fly, I'll talk to them. I don't need to fucking prep it out in my mind. But if I see someone over there, I got to be like, oh, there's Mango. I'm going to go say hi. Now, I know you well, but whatever. One of your friends. You and I are good friends, and you have friends that are not my friends. They're like peripheral figures in your life who I sometimes will see.
Yeah.
Okay. Especially if it's a girl, right?
Yeah.
Because what you don't want to do ever if you see that person, right, who you kind of know but not really, is you don't want to look like you don't want to appear like you were trying to avoid interaction, right? So I see one of your female friends in public. I like to be the one to go up because I don't want to talk much. I don't want to seem like I'm flirting. I don't want to seem inappropriate. But I want to say something, you know? So I like to be the one to go up and catch them off guard and be like, hey, what's going on? Phew, like a tornado. Tasmanian devil. In and out. Little thing. Boom, boom, boom. Witty. I'm out. You don't know what hit you. That's your problem. I don't like being on the receiving end where I'm looking down at my phone, thinking something. I'm always thinking shit. I got a hyperactive brain. I'm writing down thoughts. Someone taps me on the shoulder and goes, hey, bro, what's up? I go, oh, I hate that. I don't do well with getting caught off guard because I need to close off ideas in my brain, like the Acerbi one that we're going to get back to. And probably close off the pod with, to be honest. But that's how my brain works.
Your brain's a mystery. That's what the conclusion is.
It takes a lot to dial it in.
Like,
I will say that. It is too hyperactive. My tongue cannot keep up with the pace of my brain much of the time.
yeah, bro, they're dying to get in there. Like the CTE from sports athletes, they got 1 million of those brains. They're waiting, my guy.
What's waiting?
The doctors, they're lining up to dissect that.
Well, I think it might be CTE. I had a bunch of concussions when I was in high school.
Yeah, but CTE is like, bro, it would be the opposite. It's like brain fog.
I think I used to speak more clearly. I think I'm too antsy now. That's what
Because you have ADD, OCD at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Which is absurd.
Because of phones. Because of the tech industry. Hey, pharmaceutical industry. Why don't you come in and resolve the issue? I'm not on meds. Maybe I should be. Tech industry causes one problem. Hey, let's have the pharmaceutical industry come in and fix it. I was always a healthy kid, by the way. Not one of these kids who gets medicated as a boy because he's hyperactive. Funny how that works, by the way, isn't it? You're 5 years old. You're running all over the place. You want to fucking hit people. Hey, let's put them on meds. Yeah, great. That's great. If a fucking teacher says that to me, dude, I'm reporting her to the union. Okay? If my 5-year-old, God help me if I have a 5-year-old that's like me. Jesus Christ. God help me if my 5-year-old is like me. I was not hyperactive. You believe that? I was not. I liked sports, but I was strategic. I wasn't rah-rah. I wasn't like throwing cars off the cliff. I was sending them on missions. And I found the other little 4 or 5-year-olds to be rather trite with their yelling and screaming. I was a bore as a 4 or 5-year-old. I found them all to be rather drob. And I do believe that. And now this is me now. This is me now. This
pent up.
Maybe it is pent up. But yeah, I don't know. I never had any issues. And once I got a phone and once I started working from home, my brain went fucking bonkers because I would just consume more stuff. I'm constantly stimulated.
Fucking Steve Jobs.
I need to detox my brain. Fucking Steve Jobs. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Here's the thing. Who's the Steve Jobs of the pharmaceutical world? You don't even know. No one knows. It's never ending. That's, it's never ending in the sense that there will always be things to, and I guess tech is kind of the same thing. We can always innovate tech, but there will always be new things to push on people because they could be less sick or they could be better, faster, stronger. I don't know. Fuck it. So a couple of weeks ago, Francesco Acerbi, it was alleged a couple of weeks ago that Francesco Acerbi called Juan Jesus the N-word in a game between Inter and Napoli. Let's dial it in here. Let's take it home in style, okay? The reason it was alleged was because Juan Jesus claimed that while being marked on a corner or something, Acerbi called him the N-word. Now, the N-word in Italian, I don't think I can say it, but I'll spell it. It's N-E, well, Nero is black, N-E-R-O. Just add the G between the E and the R and whatever. Same as another word that you can't say in English. Okay? Great. Very similar words. Nero, 2 syllables. 1 letter difference. Nero. Okay? Should I spell it out on paper? Like 1 letter difference. Juan Jesus claims that he heard Acerbi say the word to him. Acerbi denied it vehemently since and in the game it appeared. Or at least it appeared that he tried to take some kind of remedial action. Be it, I'm sorry, which is what was implied at one point in time, or, bro, that's not what I said. You're a crazy person, but I'm going to try to talk to you like, like I hear you, and I value your opinion. I hear you. Basically, Acerbi's talking to this person like an HR lady, okay, having to deal with someone at work who has gone postal. Thank you for sharing your experience with us. We take it very seriously. That's what Acerbi's doing in that moment. When he's kind of talking to Juan Jesus saying, hey, bro, Papi, chill after the game. You know what I'm saying? An investigation is launched. Acerbi's kicked off the Italian national team. Unclear what's going to happen. It's speculated that he'll probably get a 10-game ban because when you say the M-word in Italy, that's just been the precedent. Or if you racially abuse on the field, that's been the precedent set. That's a long fucking time. 10 games. That's a third of a season. Quarter of a season, whatever. The investigation wraps up maybe a week ago. This is the first pod we do since the investigation wraps up. And he is found to be not guilty on the grounds of insufficient evidence. Fine, fair. Whatever. A lot of people are outraged saying it's a miscarriage of justice and whatever. It's a bad day. It's a good day for racists. And it's a bad day. It's a bad day for Italy. Acerbi came out and claimed that what he really said, now having been exonerated and free to speak, on the matter, his wife is fucking taking a victory lap. She's posting. She's doing the Bonucci celebration. Sciacquatevi la bocca. She's saying, wash your mouths out with soap. Which, when your husband gets acquitted of racism, can we just say, I get that you want to tell everyone to go suck your clit. You can't do that. You have to have a little bit more class if you want people to stay on your side. When you do that, you're drawing a line in the sand saying, I'm deciding to tell everyone to go suck my nuts. They're not going to like it, but fuck them because no evidence. Fine. So this is all going down. Emotions are running high. And Acerbi finally feels vindicated after this long week. And he comes out and says, what I really said was, ti faccio nero. Ti faccio nero. Very northern expression, very Lombard expression. Ti faccio nero. Which means I will make you black. Now, that's a verbatim. That's a verbatim translation. What it means in Italian is I'll beat you black and blue. Uè, coglione, ti faccio nero. Attenzione, coglione, ti faccio nero. Easy, buddy. I'll beat you up. Nice thing to say? No. Is that fine to say in the heat of the moment in a football field? Yeah. I'll kill you? Yeah. If you say I'll kill you, I'll fucking kill you. That's fine. That's the beautiful thing about sports is you could say that and then after the game, handshake, all good, shirt swap, no problem. You know what I mean? Anything can be said in the heat of the moment. Some people would say that racial things can be said in the heat of the moment. Not nice, not acceptable anymore in the eyes of the governing body. At one point in time, it may have been, they may have turned a blind eye to it, but whatever. The one thing you can't do is the racial shit, but everything else kind of goes. I'll kill you, that's fine. When Materazzi said to Zidane, I'd rather fuck your sister than have your shirt, that was fair game. Is it a nice thing to say? No. Is it Materazzi doing what he does? Yeah. Did Zidane overreact? Yeah. Yes, he does. Do North Africans often overreact when you talk about their mother? Yeah, but that's kind of not really the point of this whole rant. You're smirking off camera. We got a lot of them around here. They're fun. They're colorful. We've played with a few of them, you and I, back in our day. Anyway. one step closer to revealing your identity. If anyone wants to look up Samuel Adamo in the Soccer Quebec registry and cross-examine all the names I've played with over the years, not knowing what levels I've played at. And not really knowing my year of birth, but probably having an idea. You're probably
It's doable. It's doable.
It's doable, but you got to have a lot of manpower. I think you're good. You're still anonymous. You're fine. We used to play together. It's fair. Anyway. So it's alleged that he said, "Ti faccio nero." I'll beat you black and blue. I don't know if he's telling the truth, but I'll say that from my own firsthand experience with Juan Jesus, I would have a tendency to believe Francesco Acerbi. In my limited experience with Juan Jesus, my limited but notable interactions with him, my one singular interaction with him included a similar misunderstanding due to his lack of comprehension of the Italian language. You were there for that incident. You were with me when this happened. Roma, 8 years ago, came to Montreal during their training camp in the summer, during their preseason tour. Juan Jesus was a player for Roma at the time. He was 21 or 22 or 23. I guess this would have been 2016. Whatever. He's like 24 years old. He's a younger guy. He's been in Italy about 2 years, so he doesn't speak Italian that well. I think he'd been at Inter for like 2 years. Maybe he might have been in Italy for a little while longer at that point. Doesn't matter. The point is, he speaks Italian enough that, I would assume I could speak to him in Italian more than I think I could speak to him in English. But I don't think he's going to understand Italian that well. He's only been there a couple of years. That notwithstanding, you've been in Italy fucking 2-3 years. You speak Portuguese. You're not Japanese. It's a relatively phonetically similar language. You think you could just speak to a guy in Italian at that point, and he would understand it. Roma are staying at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Montreal. And we wanted to meet Francesco Totti and Daniele De Rossi. We wanted to get them to sign our shirts. I wanted to get Totti to sign my 06 shirt. So we went to the hotel, and across the street, I see Alisson Becker and Juan Jesus chilling on the sidewalk. No one gives a fuck about them because the only people that are there are WOPs trying to get to Stefan El-Shaarawy and Alessandro Florenzi and Daniele De Rossi and Francesco Totti. Okay? If you don't believe me, I have a picture of me with current CT, Luciano Spalletti. Good man, took the time to take a picture with me. Kind of embarrassing that I wanted a picture at the time, but that was before that was when I thought I was gonna, I don't know, be a fucking labor lawyer or something. I don't know. I thought this is cool, before I began pursuing a public facing career, wherein I've determined that it is, unacceptable to take pictures of or with other people in public most of the time. Let's take a selfie. What is that? Anyway, doesn't matter. I see Alisson Becker and Juan Jesus across the street. They're just chilling, and I noticed Juan Jesus. I didn't know who Alisson Becker was at the time because he had just joined from Internacional in Brazil, and he was the backup goalkeeper. He had only been at Roma for like 6 months. That was the year that he exploded, but I didn't know him. But I went to go talk to Juan Jesus, and me being a little, maybe autistic, chatterbox, I went up to him and said, "Hey, what's going on? How you liking the city? What's the vibes? What's the moves? You guys going out tonight? Where are you guys going to eat? You guys going to eat nearby?" Thinking he'll say, "Yeah, we're going to this restaurant." I'll say, "It's a good place." And now this wasn't a misunderstanding that was like language based, but kind of. I think I asked him, "Were you there when he was spazzing on me?"
Yeah.
You were there?
Yeah.
You saw this? Great. Perfect. Corroborate my story. I think I asked him, "Ma voi stasera dove andate a mangiare? Cosa state facendo? Dove andate a mangiare? Quale ristorante? Come si chiama? Solo per dirvi se è buono." Like, whatever. Just where are you going? If you don't want to tell me, you could say, I don't know. You could come up with something. You could be creative and say, "I don't know. Non lo so." And you go walk back. He's standing there, and he just, I'm not putting him off. I'm not. It's not like he's a bigger guy than me, you know. I think I've grown since then. Like I'm not a huge guy, you know. I filled out my frame. I'm fucking, 18 years old, right? Whatever it is. And he doesn't say, no, I don't know, nowhere. I'm not really sure. We're gonna see. He snaps immediately, and he goes, "Ma voi volete tutti sapere dove abitiamo, dove mangiamo?" I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? And then I think I told him off. I don't remember what I said, but I think I remember saying, bro, what are you talking about? I was like, ti volevo fare un consiglio. Ti volevo fare un consiglio. You know, I was going to give you a pointer or just nothing. I don't know. Where are you going? I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm here now. You think I'm going to follow you? You think we're going to be best friends? What? You know? And I get that there are probably a lot of psychos that interact with you when you play for a football club in Italy, because there are a bunch of people that are fans of the clubs that will do retarded shit. Like, say, I don't know, follow you home, pester you, hamper you. Hey, picture. I get that it could wear down. It could wear on you, but I'm not that guy. I'm having a conversation with you. And he snapped. Like, he misunderstood what I was saying, I guess. I don't know. I said, where are you eating? What's the moves? Like, you going anywhere good? Like, I'll tell you if it's any good. And he's like, you guys always want to know where we live, what we're doing, where we're going, where we're eating. I was like, bro, who are you? I think he had recently come out and said that he wanted to play for the Italian national team. And I don't remember if I said you'll never play for them. I might have. I was thinking it in my mind. My point is this. I get that I sound like a crazy person on the internet who's like, bro, trust me, I met the guy. He's a nut. But I'm telling you I met him. I'm telling you I had an interaction with him. And he did not come across like the sharpest tool in the shed. And I will say that in my one limited interaction with him, I said something that was totally above board, and he snapped on me. And he didn't sound like he spoke Italian that well. I heard him speak in an interview recently. His Italian's better. It's still not great. It's not much better. I think he might have plateaued like pretty early on, and that's it. If somebody says to you in a fucking weird northern accent, and it's not like he's never heard different accents before, but whatever, it doesn't matter. If someone says, coglione ti faccio nero, he might have heard faccia with the G, faccia nero with the G, black face, but the other one, and lost his mind. I don't know. The fact that Acerbi would say that, I get that it's funny. If he's coming out. Imagine if he actually did call him imagine if he did call him a slur. Imagine if he did legitimately call him the M-word, and he's like, no, I didn't say, I didn't say that. I said bigger. I said you're bigger than me. It's kind of it's a crazy sell, but it kind of makes sense in Italian. I don't know. It just makes sense. And I don't know. I guess I stand with Francesco Acerbi. I don't know. Been there, bro. Been falsely accused of saying something with different intentions by Juan Jesus. Listen, both could be telling what they think is the truth. Juan Jesus could just be dumb or hard of hearing, or he could have misunderstood. I don't know. I don't know. But I think it's fair to say that the story kind of checks out. Napoli, funnily enough, that next game came out against racism, meaning they took a knee before the Atalanta game, lost the game, which is, whatever. But at least they took a stand against racism. I get it. He's your player. He feels he's been hard done by. So all the Napolitans are, standing behind him, which is great because it's great to see people stand behind one of their own and stand against racism, and then 45 minutes later say, death to all Bergamaschi, death to Bergamo, type of thing. Burn, make jokes about how, I wish the whole city of Bergamo burned during COVID or died, right? You know, I don't know, whatever. Which surely happened, right? It's great. Yes, one with them. No al racismo. No to racism. 35 minutes later, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Bergamo, nel fuoco, Bergamo, nel fuoco. You know, I don't know, bro. But I do know. I'm saying I don't know, but I do know. That's definitely what happened. That's the thing. You know. But you know, Napoli fans are very quick to defend their guys in racial incidents because they feel they're often the target of not racism but regionalism. That's a big thing. Remember when I talked about this on the last pod? Remember when there was a guy who is a Chelsea fan who called Raheem Sterling a mank cunt? Sorry. He called him a black cunt in a game, and he got a stadium ban, and I think he got arrested. They, you know, the newspapers in England went to work and they outed the guy. But when Sterling was taking a fucking throw-in or something, there were 3 guys on the touchline that were all fucking doing this. They were all doing this. I think the whole section was kind of going off, but lip readers went to work and they decided that one guy, apparently they concluded that one guy called him, you fucking black cunt. He came out and alleged that he called him a mank cunt. A mank from Manchester. Even though he's from London, but he was playing with Man United. Funnily enough, Raheem Sterling now plays for Chelsea. But anyway, whatever. In Italy, that's still a problem because it's regionalism. You fucking mank cunt. You know?
Double homicide.
You know? That's the thing. The guy came out and tried to defend himself. He's like, I said he was mank, not black. But yeah, in Italy, that's still a problem. Could there be a more tame racial insult than black cunt? Because you're saying he's a cunt, but you're just saying you color of skin cunt. You black cunt. It's not even using a slur. You're just saying you're a cunt. I guess you're a cunt because you're black, but it's just
no, or you're being descriptive.
It's like, yeah, it's kind of
like if someone said you Italian cunt.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, bro, what's that all about? What's Italian got to do with it? You know, you fucking cunt. That's like
that's actually the problem. There you go.
Yeah,
you solved it.
Yeah, too specific.
You're too specific.
It's like, hey, don't mention that bit.
Yeah, you're like, that's irrelevant to me being a cunt.
You said it with hate in your heart.
Yeah,
you said it with hate in his heart. That's the thing. You know, that's the thing. When Acerbi said that to Juan Jesus, if Acerbi said what Acerbi claims he said, he didn't say it. I mean, he might have said, you know, I'll kill you with hate in his heart, but that's okay. That's more like, it's more like, you know, he said it with just with bite. You know what I mean? Is guile the word? No, it's not. No, it's not guile. Whatever. He said it with it might be guile. I don't know. I'm burnt, dude. But he said it with an aggressive tone, but it wasn't with racial tones, if that's the case, right? Ti faccio nero. Here's the thing. These northern guys, here's a great thing. I could talk about them because I'm not from there, but I guess regionalist chants toward the south is a problem, but we can go after them, no problem. I say we, I'm southern. You're part northern, aren't you? Actually, your family's half from there. But so maybe you know this, but your family's Venetian, right? They have a very peculiar way of speaking. Do you not find that some of the time it's not menacing at all?
When they speak?
Yeah, just sometimes, you know,
like I'm not used to them insulting people.
No, but your dad's Calabria, right? When you go there, you're not sure sometimes. Legitimately, I remember being younger and not speaking as much Italian as I do now. I had a baseline when I was a kid, but I didn't. I'm not one of these kids who spoke it a lot, like from 0 to 4 and then lost it. I basically didn't speak it, but understood a little bit. You know, I would get bits, and I over time learned it more as I got older. So when I first went there, I was 12, and I mean, I remember like understanding only like fragments, right, of what they were saying, and I didn't know if my family were arguing or not much of the time, because the Calabrian dialect is very to peek out. It's kind of like there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you hate this guy? And then they're kind of laughing, you know? It doesn't help the fact that, you know, my grandfather and his, you know, my uncles, his brothers would yell at each other with a lot about, you know, hot button issues. But yeah, I don't know. I find like the northern dialects don't have that at all. They don't have that at all.
No, they don't.
They don't have that at all, you know? It's very hard to be menacing. And like even if he said, if Acerbi said ti faccio nero, that's still kind of, it still sounds gay, you know? Coglione, ti faccio nero. You should know. You should know. Juan Jesus don't know. You don't know anything, bro. You don't know anything about anything. Anyway, I don't know. Hopefully that was a fun story time. I mean, I think it's a nice little way to put a bow on that whole thing that was a big topic of conversation 2 weeks ago. I will say in the resolution, okay, despite the fact that everyone thought that Acerbi was full of shit and that it was a crazy case he was trying to make, I would be inclined to believe him, given my limited interactions with Juan Jesus. I will say that in my one interaction with him, I thought he's not a bad guy. He's just really dumb. You know what I'm saying? It's not a crime to be dumb. You know?
Yeah, that's what you said. He might think he's telling the truth.
Yeah, but it doesn't make you right. Being dumb and being convinced doesn't make you correct. But I don't suspect they're gonna, you know, make up anytime soon. I think if anything, he's probably more mad at him. He probably, you know, Juan Jesus probably still thinks that it was said to him.
For sure.
Now here's the thing. I know it wasn't. I know Juan Jesus, if you're listening to this, I'll look at it. I know you think you heard what you heard. That's not what you heard. You didn't understand it. You didn't understand it. You remember me? You remember me? Montreal, little fucking thin eyebrows, you know? I don't know. A pink t-shirt with a lady with her ass out. La Gazzetta dello Sport. I think it said La Gazzetta della Coppa. And there was a picture of Ronaldo on the shirt. Probably didn't help. You know, here's the thing. I'm realizing now that when Juan Jesus saw me come up to him, okay, asking him questions, maybe I take everything I just said back. Hang on. Picture this. Young kid, 18 years old, dumb fucking idiot, waiting outside the hotel. You, Juan Jesus, have never waited outside a hotel for anyone. Because when you were 17, 18, you were a pro footballer. Probably, right? 18, 19. Yeah. When you were my age, you were a pro footballer. So you weren't gawking for anyone. Ever. So already you're like, fuck, these guys are all pariahs. You're 24 years old, which is younger than we are now. Getting pestered by grown men all the time. Grown men who are supposed to be more mature than me. I'm obviously younger than him. If the grown men are crazy and, you know, inappropriate, this guy's probably not much smarter than him. I'm there with a shirt. Pink shirt. La Gazzetta della Coppa. It's like a printout of the Gazzetta dello Sport with like headlines. And the big headline on the front page is Ronaldo R9 staring at a woman's ass. And it says, Il football ha smesso di essere la priorità dei calciatori. Football is no longer footballers' main priority. If you see that fucking idiot coming up to you with that shirt, hey, paisa, I'm basically Paulie Walnuts. Right? Hey, commendatore. Where are you eating? You eating good, you know? Maybe it made sense that he snapped. But I still think he didn't understand what I was saying. I think he might have taken all the info, all the data, and applied it as best he could in that situation, which was this guy, me, is a pariah who's trying to leech on to me and become my friend. I don't want to know him. I wasn't. I was just like in a good mood. Honestly, I just met Francesco Totti and was in a good mood. If I cared about you, I'd have asked for a picture. I didn't. You know, clearly I got no shame here. I'll ask for anyone's picture. I didn't ask for your picture. I'm just like, Paisan, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Same thing. Faccio nero. Faccia nero. I have a black face. Must have said it with the G. I don't know. Stadiums are loud, and I'm dubious. That's the hill I'm dying on. Believe all victims. Unless you have a first-hand experience with them that you feel it would be kind of inappropriate not to at least share with the people on, you know, the humble platform that you have to say, make up your own minds. That's a sample size of 2. It's not a big sample size. I have a sample size of 1. I thought maybe it was an off day for him. Now I got a sample size of 2. I'm confirming my bias now. You do what you want with the information. Thank you, Mango, for coming on the pod. This was fun.
Great time.
As ever. Nobody can follow you, right?
No.
Anonymity. Good. Smart man. Smart boy right there. If you are a human resource person and made it to the end of this episode and you found my real identity, because I've been applying for jobs as John Adamo, and you found Sam Adamo's real identity, let me just say one thing. I believe Francesco Acerbi. I currently, human resource person, I am, on the basis of the information I have available to me, I'm siding with the villain. I'm sorry. Please hire me. Follow me at I'm Sam Adamo, or don't. Subscribe to the pod if you're new. Don't subscribe to Mango's stuff. He's anonymous. He's smart. I'm an idiot. I might be autistic. I don't know. But this was fun. We have another episode coming out in a couple of days. Thank you. Good night.